Hi guys, this is Kalurah Hudson of While They Play Designs. Today I'm going to be demonstrating for you how to weave in your ends when you're working with a crochet thread. This can tend to be really fine. We're working here with the Curio thread, and when you're weaving in your ends it can be a little tough to do because they're so tiny and so delicate, but you're going to want to go with a tapestry needle that's about the same diameter as what you use to crochet your work with. Something just small so you can get into your stitches. So we're going to weave the tail in, and what I like to do when I weave in ends just in general in crochet is I like to kind of hook my yarn ends around the existing stitches. So instead of kind of following all the stitches up your work, I just literally create little, not really knots, but kind of yarn around my work. And I'm actually just going to do this as far as I possibly can up my work. Just literally going into those stitches and creating little twists and turns and little loops, and so you don't really have to pay too much attention to what you're doing. You're not adding a lot of bulk to your work, and really it's completely invisible on the front. Another way you can do this is to go in, and before you come out, go ahead and hook the next one around each little stitch. That's why this tapestry needle, this particular one, is awesome for this, because it's got a little bend to it. You can really get into those stitches. So we're finally up to the top here. The reason I wanted to take you up here is because with the thin crochet thread that we're using, such as Curio, you don't want this popping out and hanging out and see little strings. So what I've done is I've worked my way up, weaving in until I get to this little patch of groups of double crochet. And so this is just a brilliant way of burying that thread. And once you get up here, again, start weaving through, in and out of those little stitches. And really this is just a great way of burying the yarn, hooking it around. It's never ever going to pop loose from all of these. It's just wrapped around way too many stitches. It's never going to come all the way out and completely unravel. So you're just going to keep doing this until you feel comfortable with your stopping point. Okay, and if you're going to be blocking this later, great thing to do is not cut your yarn tail flush with your work, but leave just a tiny, maybe 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch tail. It goes against everything you're taught and what you want to do, but just leave a tiny little tail there. That way, once it's stretched out and you've washed and blocked your piece, it'll give it a little bit more room to move around, and then you can trim it up when you're all done blocking it. But if you look from the front, you can't even really tell where we've gone in there, especially if you go in with your chain spaces where you turned and joined your work. That's a great place to do it as well. So that is how you weave your ends in using crochet thread.